Year history. Nothando Migogo took over from acting group CEO Abe Sibiya, who has since returned to the chairmanship of the organization. Now, if you know the industry, you'll know that Migogo is no stranger to SAMRO, having previously served as the managing director of the dramatic, the artistic and literary rights organization DALRO and the SAMRO Foundation board. Now, the former Composers, Authors and Publishers Association CEO joins us now to tell us more about her appointment. A very good morning to you, Nothando, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And how does it feel being the first female to be heading this organization?
Feels good. Feels good. It's really an empowering position, and I think it's a good thing for women all over the industry, because obviously we know that a lot of women play very prominent roles within the performance sector or the performance part of the industry. It's good that we're now moving into the business side and getting good positions on that side. So it's great. Thank you.
I can imagine. Well, indeed. Now, take us through your vision and what some of the challenges are in this industry.
So, I mean, my vision within SAMRO is to work quite closely with the board to reposition the organization in this new, space in terms of, the online music space. It's a very fast industry, fast-changing industry. Digital means of consumption are really taking over, and we're also seeing a lot of inroads from big users of music that are influencing the trend of music consumption, and a lot of times weakening the rights of creators. So for us, it's really trying to make sure that technologically the organization remains relevant. We provide the best service for our members, and to continue to work hard to protect and strengthen the rights that they have.
Now, Nothando, where are we in terms of royalties for artists, and what would your approach be towards this issue?
The biggest thing with royalties is that we need to monitor the usage of music in different spaces, whether it's broadcasters, whether it's online music users, whether it's live music users. The biggest thing is monitoring. How do we know what is playing where? And once we know what it is, and we need to make sure that we've got the means to ensure that we can monitor and track properly. Once we know what is played, to ensure that the royalties payable by these users is paid as soon as possible, as accurately as possible to our members. Right now, the legislation does empower us to certain extents to collect royalties as much as possible, but we want to work quite closely with Parliament to ensure that whatever moves or whatever changes there are to the legislation, as you may know, there are changes imminent right now, do not weaken our ability to collect royalties for our members and our ability for the members to earn royalties.
Yeah, and having said that, I'm glad you touched on Parliament. Actually, you've written to the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Trade and Industry on the provisions in the proposed Corporate Amendment Bill. Tell us more about that.
Right. The Corporate Amendment Bill looks to modernize our current act. The current Corporate Act is an old 1978 piece of legislation. So obviously the provisions in it don't take into account the fact that creators or authors, composers need to earn on the online media space. And obviously also in that act, the collecting societies or collecting organizations like SAMRO were unregulated. So this piece of legislation does move us forward into the 21st century by taking into account rights, communication to the public rights, etc., online digital rights. But what we wrote to the Portfolio Committee about were certain clauses in that act that we feel quite strongly weaken the rights of creators, and in doing so, reduce the earning potential quite significantly. The policy document on which the bill is based had as its core mandate to strengthen the rights of creators, to ensure that creators, artists, composers live a better quality of life, that they live with dignity, because it's a vulnerable part of our community, But we feel that this bill hasn't delivered in as much as the policy document said it would. So this is something that we are working quite hard to alert Parliament to say, this bill, even though it has some good provisions, has got some very worrying provisions. Essentially, literally taking royalties out of the hands of creators.
Nothando, I tell you what, you've got a mammoth task lying ahead of you. But then all the best in a new role. And once again, congratulations. Great chatting to you this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is Nothando Migogo. She's the new CEO of SAMRO. She is the first female to run the organization in its 56-year history. And apart from her appointment, she also helped us unpack SAMRO's concerns regarding the Copyright Amendment Bill.